I was in college at Central State in the summer of 89, 90, 91, and 92, I was a student, but Kent Kidwell and Lee Rucker and our other teachers hosted the Clark Terry Summer Jazz Camp. So Clark Terry is a name that some people will know and not, but Clark Terry was actually one of the great jazz trumpet players of all time, certainly one of the very best of the 20th century and most influential. And he was an incredibly charismatic musician too, but also a great teacher. He was the first African American ever on a regular network television program. When the Tonight Show very first started, and oh goodness, it was obviously before Johnny Carson. One of your listeners will be able to chime in because I'm not remembering the name, but Clark Terry was the music director on that show, and you know, he was a pioneer in that sense, but his love for the music, he loved to teach and share also. One of the great geniuses, I said, he played with the Duke Ellington Orchestra. He was just exceptional. So at these camps, for me as a young person, to be around some of the legends that were still alive in those days was transformational for me, to say the least. But he had a student big band. There was 200 to 300 students that would participate. They would come in from all over the country for this week-long camp. So I was very fortunate to be in Clark Terry's student big band that rehearsed every afternoon during this camp. And we had come back from a lunch break, and we were supposed to rehearse at 1 o'clock. And Clark Terry was sitting over in the corner of Mitchell Hall, and he had his flugelhorn, and he had his back to us, and he was practicing something. And he was playing a very difficult chromatic-sounding line, and he played the line and missed something. And anyway, so 1 o'clock gets there, and we all sit there quietly, and he doesn't notice us, and he practices for another 5 minutes. And he finally turns around and sees us go, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And he comes and he sits down in front of us and he puts the flugelhorn down. Of course, we're watching every move he makes and listening to every word because of his reputation. And he said, "You'd better enjoy the process because you never arrive." And that stuck with me. And of course, he's saying, you know, there is no point when you master anything in music. It's just this journey. You know, some days you win, some days the horn wins. And so that's part of it, is enjoying the process. And I think the appeal for playing the piano or any instrument is finding joy in the process. And you know, so many people have had the experience of taking piano lessons and hating it and eventually quitting because maybe the kind of music they were playing they didn't love, or maybe the teaching style of a particular teacher they didn't jive with. You know, I can picture in my mind the classic piano teacher in the 50s and 60s with a ruler slapping somebody's hands when they play wrong. No, you certainly don't want that. And so finding joy in the process is how people really do stay with it, I think.